Today my persuasive speech is going to be about same-sex marriage. And here's my audience. Love can be found in many forms. Would it be incorrect of us to say that a person cannot marry just because they are of the same sex? How would you respond if someone told you that it was not acceptable to marry the person that you love? As we evolve, it is important for us to become more in tune with acceptance. Same-sex relationships should have the ability to share marriage benefits and should not face discrimination in any way. At times, people have felt ashamed due to their sexuality and preference of who they love. Today, we are working towards a world of acceptance and inclusion with gender beliefs as well as marriage. This, in turn, is pushing us to move towards a world where individuals feel accepted and valued for who they are rather than their sexual preference. We will be reviewing legalization of same-sex marriage, the debate of support not only being within the United States but worldwide, the effects on human rights, and lastly, current growing support for same-sex marriage. According to Georgetown University, number 39's article, A Brief History of Civil Rights in the United States in 2003, it acknowledged that President Bush states that he wants marriage reserves for heterosexuals, and the Massachusetts Supreme Court hands down a decision that makes Massachusetts the first state to legalize gay marriage. Massachusetts became the first United States jurisdiction to license and recognize same-sex marriages beginning May 17, 2004. Legalization of same-sex marriage gives hope in the future of a person's relationship. Support of same-sex marriage allows for the LGBTQ community to have what is like or compared to as normal for opposite-sex marriages. This allows for the belief that anyone within the LGBTQ community love and marry who they wish, regardless of gender or sexual preference. Next, there is a debate to the topic of acceptance of same-sex marriage. This debate is not only within our country, the U.S., but countries such as India. As reported by Somanwe Ratre of ET Bureau in the article, same-sex marriages cannot be given legal sanction. Government, it states, the top court ruling, which allowed same-sex couples the freedom to lead a dignified private life, only allows them the basic right to companionship, so long as such companionship is consensual, free from the vice of deceit, force, coercion, and does not result in the violation of fundamental rights of others. Laws in countries such as India may be strict, however, this does not mean all people of these countries are closed-minded. And here at our chart here at the top, you can see that. So as you see on the graph, according to ISPAS, following a survey, the report shows that 3% of the Indian population identify as homosexual, including gay and lesbian. 19% identify as bisexual, 1% identify as pansexual, and 2% identify as asexual. In countries like India, same-sex marriage may not be supported due to strict religious beliefs. Now we need to look at the effect on basic human rights. Anti-same marriage beliefs and laws affect the LGBTQ community by preventing them from their basic human rights. As noted in the European Journal of American Studies, special issue, Re-Queering the Nation, America's Queer Crisis, if we reflect back to the Supreme Court case, Obergefell versus Hodge, 2015, a landmark civil rights case in which the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the fundamental right to marry is guaranteed to same-sex couples by both the Due Process Clause and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The 5-4 ruling requires all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the insular areas to perform and recognize the marriages of same-sex couples on the same terms and conditions as the marriages of opposite-sex couples, with all the accompanying rights and responsibilities. According to statistics on the World Population Review, as of 2020, 37 U.S. states and the District of Columbia have legalized gay marriage. Alabama and Missouri have done so with restrictions. The government must follow the Constitution. According to Cornell Law School, Lawyer Directory Amendment 14, Section 1 of the United States Constitution is written, "No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privilege of immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Since this is the highest power to the law, the U.S. government, as well as the states, must follow it. The Constitution states all citizens should be equal under the law. This includes the LGBTQ community. Therefore, marriages should be the same for each group, as the amendment states no exceptions. Times are changing, and we are making every effort possible to educate younger generations on the importance of inclusion." Pew Research Center reports in their article, "Growing Support for Gay Marriage, Changed Minds in Changing Demographics," of a 2013 survey, finding 70% of millennials born since 1980 and ages 18 to 32 in 2013 in favor of same-sex marriage. That is far higher than the support among older generations, as you can see on the chart here. We can see, according to the Pew Research Center report, millennial support for same-sex marriage has grown substantially over the past decade, from 51% in 2003 to 70% in 2013, a 19% increase. It is important for education to pursue inclusion and acceptance of all. This includes same-sex marriages being accepted within religions, employment, housing, and adoption. Altogether, we as a society are starting to work together at promoting acceptance of everyone. Number 39's particular belief in gender, love, and marriage. We are seeing this through the majority of our government support and improvements, including LGBTQ communities as part of diversity within education. We are becoming aware of how our Constitution and its amendments support the LGBTQ community, and working to build full support of federal guidelines in support of same-sex marriage in all 50 states. Continued support and commitment to inclusion and acceptance is the way to encourage equal protection and that all citizens be equal under the law. We need to remain aware of the need for support towards same-sex marriage, which truly allows for all to love and marry who they wish, regardless of gender or sexual preference. And that is my persuasive speech. I'll show you my audience again.